I'd like to call up the man behind it all, who made this possible, the one and only Dr. Munir Jiwa.
Assalamu alaikum and greetings of peace, and really a warm welcome to you all. I've just been mingling, and I've been seeing people that I knew even slightly before my arrival in Berkeley, so it's just wonderful to be with you all, and I'm very, very touched. All those who are online, all those who sent beautiful messages. I know there are many people who are not well, and we keep them in our prayers, and I know they're with us here in spirit. Thank you, President Kim and Dean Davidson, for your welcome and for our work together in advancing the vision and mission of the CIS and GTU, for your care, love, and support, and for all the kindness to not just me, but the center, and to our, as you know, my one and only, my students and graduates. I want to start by thanking all the GTU colleagues and friends who have helped put this day together. It takes a lot. I want to especially thank Sami Rahmati, who's really the person behind the scenes that does everything humbly and quietly, Huzaifa Shabazz, and many, many, many more, Matt Hartman, Emily, Victoria, Mary, Yuka, Juan, Yanan, Amin Tejpar, and Shehina Muhammad for the beautiful bookmarks. If you haven't done so already, there's perfumes from our first GTU CIS staff member, Khadija Al-Ghali, who's got a perfume business now. So thanks to her from a tour. We have perfumes for everyone as well, Ouds. We want to thank Dr. Hatija Yildiz, our doctoral graduate from many years ago, who has also helped cater this evening's event. She is also a new business owner. Well, not new, she's opened up a new bakery and cafe, Simor. So you'll see the many talents of our doctoral and MA students, including running amazing businesses. So you could have a word with her later as well of how she's done all this. I also want to thank, if I've missed anyone, please forgive me, but I also want to thank the GTU staff from all the departments, really, that have made this possible, from admissions and financial aid to all those who work with our students, to marketing, to all our GTU staff, really. It takes a village, so thank you. Alhamdulillah, and congratulations to all on the 15th anniversary of the Center for Islamic Studies and on the 60th anniversary of the GTU. I want to express my gratitude to everyone who has been part of the CIS journey, from the early conversations on the need for establishing the CIS to its inauguration in 2007, and for all the extraordinary care and dedication from the many academic and community partners over the years. It has been a blessing to be entrusted with this honor and responsibility of being the founding director, and it has been possible due to the incredible vision, generosity, and support of the GTU leadership in establishing the CIS as an academic center dedicated to research, scholarship, and teaching on Islamic texts and traditions in contemporary contexts, and to advancing dialogue about the Islamic tradition and Muslim diversity in the interreligious and interdisciplinary context of the GTU and with the larger public. I want to acknowledge and thank Dr. James Donahue, who is the president of the GTU. And to Dr. Jane Purinton as well, Dr. Arthur Holder, who was the dean at the time when I was hired as well. So, Dr. Sister Marianne Farina, who's joined us on Zoom, Dr. Hatem Bazian, Amina, Amina Jandali and family, who provided early support for all the courses at GTU, and whose family had the vision of working with the GTU to establish the center. So thank you, Amina. I know you're here somewhere, so thank you and your family for all your dedication over these years and your own commitment. Dr. Reese Potterfeld, who was also president during my time here, or I was the late Dr. Ibrahim Farajaje, Allah yarhamu. He's been, may his soul rest in peace. Dr. Ibi Shabuddin and Halima Shabuddin, for all your dedication and being here. The late Abid Farouk, Allah yarhamuhu, as well. Dr. Judith Burling, Dr. Dorsey Blake, Dr. Valerie Miles Tribble, President Hamza Youssef. We thank all the donors, especially Mr. John Weiser, whose vision and care provided early initial support to establish the center, the Henry Luce Foundation, who have been key funders over the years, and who have not only helped fund the Center for Islamic Studies, but who have also more recently provided funding for a COVID grant that was a GTU-wide grant in which we partnered with Black, Brown, and Indigenous leaders in the Bay Area in their work on the front lines of the pandemic. We thank the Carnegie Corporation of New York and the Social Science Research Council for funding on Muslims and media and bettering the public understanding of Islam and Muslims, the Walter and Elise Haas Fund, and the Hellman Foundation for their support of our Madrasa program, a joint program with the CIS and CGS, with our director, Dr. Mahjabeen Dalla, an assistant professor of Islamic Studies, who's joined us on Zoom as well. I want to thank our colleagues at CGS, Dr. Dina Aronoff and Dr. Sam Shonkoff, and our former director of CGS, Dr. Naomi Seidman, who helped establish the Madrasa program. I also thank Dr. Jane Purinton and family for early initial support of the center as well. So thank you all. We thank our center directors and the incredible support and collegiality. Dr. Robert Russell, who just recently retired as the director of the Center for Theology and Natural Sciences, who has been a mentor and a dear friend. We thank you, Dr. Russell, for your years of service and leadership. Dr. Rita Sharma, director of the Center for Dharma Studies, who's also joined us on Zoom, for her care and support. They have really been pillars in our joint interreligious work. So thank you all for your care. The CIS has created a truly global presence with over, this is my punchline, okay? 75 PhD, MA, and certificate students and graduates, along with CIS faculty and visiting scholars who come from more than 20, I've been corrected, it's more than 25 countries, and speak, read, or write in more than 35 languages. Over the last 15 years, the CIS students, graduates, faculty, and visiting scholars have been committed to scholarly and teaching excellence, playing important leadership roles in bridging academia with the larger public and advancing the work of the CIS and GTU in wonderful and diverse ways. We have developed, hosted, and co-sponsored more than 1,000 events and public programs and more than 300 program partners within and beyond the Academy, locally, nationally, and around the world. These program partnerships have placed the Center for Islamic Studies in a leading position, facilitating the critical conversations of our times. Our CIS students, graduates, faculty, scholars, and community are at the heart of this in diverse areas, from education, scholarship, research and teaching, media, public policy, the arts and museums, mosques and faith-based, interfaith and civic organizations, healthcare and medical fields, chaplaincy, and so many other areas. They are leading at institutions like Harvard, Stanford, Princeton, UC Santa Cruz, UCLA, Cambridge, and all over the world. But we need to really dialogue in places that are polarized and with whom we differ. And so as we were kind of putting this event together, I found a letter of congratulations from then Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger's office. And we've placed that at the back to show that we have been doing dialogue, and that goes across political and other spectrums as well. So it's in the back if you want to see it. And also, the mayor's office had established November 6th as Islamic Studies Center Day in Berkeley. So we've also got that proclamation at the back for you to see. 15 years of partnership, significant and ongoing collaborations with so many partners have established the CIS as a leading national and global center. These include our partnerships for nearly 15 years with the Islamophobia Research and Documentation Project at the Center for Race and Gender at UC Berkeley, which has been led by the one and only Dr. Hatem Bazian, who has also really advanced the work of the center in incredible ways. He's probably served on more thesis and dissertations and exam committees for CIS students, and he's recruited many, many students to the GTU. We are also grateful for our collaboration with the Berkeley Center for the Study of Religion and the Othering and Belonging Institute at UC Berkeley, academic and public programming with Zaytuna College in Berkeley, who've been just an amazing partner with President Sheikh Hamza, Dr. Ali Atai, a graduate of our program, Dr. Abdullah Ali, and Dr. Uzma Hosseini. So we're very fortunate many of our graduates who are leaders and professors there continue to partner with us. Partnering with the Abbasi program in Islamic Studies at Stanford University and our own MA graduate who also did her PhD at Harvard, Dr. Farah Al-Sharif, who's I think joined us. So we want to congratulate her too. That's led to partnerships as well. And also we'd like to thank the Committee for Racial and Ethnic Minorities at the American Academy of Religion for all their support and collaboration. I want to thank and again acknowledge Dr. Sister Marianne Farina, who, when I first got to the GTU and I was trying to figure out how I'm going to reach out and meet all the Muslim communities, there are three people who did that for me. It was Dr. Hatem Bazian, it was Amina Jandalif, even if you don't remember that, Amina, and Sister Marianne Farina. That was kind of my entry to these communities. So I'm very, very grateful for those partnerships. Numerous visiting scholars have contributed to the diverse perspectives of our academic community, especially world-renowned art historian Carol Beer, Dr. Nargis Varani, who has been a friend, a sister, and just been here right from the start. And Dr. Mahan Mirza, who is now heading the Ansari Institute at Notre Dame, and who, along with Nargis and Carol, have been the longest-serving visiting scholars at the GTU. So thank you. Our visiting scholars have included university presidents, directors of departments and programs, curators, professors, religious leaders, and filmmakers. They have come from diverse places such as Bosnia, like Dr. Ahmed Ziljic, China, Indonesia, India, Japan, Pakistan, and Sudan. And they've brought scholarly expertise in areas of Quranic studies, theology, law, spirituality, science, sustainability, the study of Islamic art and architecture, literature and poetry, questions of Muslim diversity and identity, and works on countering Islamophobia in institutional building and leadership. Their scholarship and service have contributed substantially to the CIS and GTU as they work with and mentor our students, provide opportunities for extended education, and share their learnings with the larger public sphere. CIS exemplifies the critical role that Islamic studies and Muslims play in theological schools and the larger academy. Islam is an American religion, here from the time African Muslims were enslaved during the Atlantic slave trade. It is a long and rich history on this continent, a history of African American Muslims who have upheld the faith. Muslims continue to make significant contributions to how we reflect upon ourselves in profoundly new ways. Islamic studies is integral to how we think about, teach, and practice interreligious studies. We need to study and reflect upon the Islamic tradition and diverse Muslim practices and expressions, both in their own specificity and history, as well as in the context of mutually constitutive histories of entanglement, overlap, and messiness, as well as of shared intellectual and spiritual learning. advancing religious and interreligious literacy in theological schools, which includes understanding and appreciating people in their contextual and intersectional complexity, can open up tremendous transformative potential. As we reflect on the CIS's 15 years and we think ahead to the years ahead, we are deeply grateful for our many generous supporters who provide inspiration and guidance and trust us to forge forward with our important work. Addressing the challenges we face today, CIS provides and facilitates opportunities for dialogue at a time of heightened divisions nationally and internationally. CIS students, faculty, visiting scholars, and staff continue to serve as leaders in promoting a better understanding of Islam and Muslims. The Center for Islamic Studies is committed to advancing sound scholarship in Islamic studies and to an ethical, aesthetic, and critical education that inculcates a love for learning, a demand for social justice, global awareness, our responsibility to all of humanity and the environment, and an education of excellence. As we celebrate today and hear shortly from our incredible CIS community, students, alums, scholars, teachers, leaders, we remember 5 friends of the CIS who we have lost in the last few years and in whose blessed memory we will work to establish events and programs. Dr. Saba Mahmood, Allah yarhamuha, she was a professor of anthropology at UC Berkeley, who was here right from the founding of the center. So we miss her dearly. And all of them, their scholarship and their history and legacy remains. Photographer and writer Mamad Qadri Baks, who wrote many of his books while being here at the GTU Library. Dr. Mahmoud Ayub, a wonderful professor who did many programs with us here, who was a Tolson Scholar at PSR, twice, looking at President Vasquez Levy, I think it was at least twice, and so we had benefited tremendously from his work. Sister Marianne had facilitated many events with Professor Ayub, also at DSBT. Mr. Abid Farouk, Allah yarhamuhu, who we miss dearly as well, who was a GTU board member and a community leader, and artist Zarina Hashmi, who was a dear supporter, and I wrote much of my dissertation on her work. As we look ahead, I just want to share some of the exciting work that's coming our way, but namely monthly, we really want you to join us to hear more about the scholarship and teaching and the work that our students are doing, not just at GTU, but beyond the GTU as well. We are also excited to share a Muslims in America initiative that we are preparing to launch, where we will hear about the diversity of Muslims in America, beginning with our students, alums, scholars, and faculty. So thank you all very much again, and we look forward now to hearing from our wonderful students, alums, and visiting scholars. Thank you.